Hello and welcome to the Build With Baer Workshop. My name is Pat Baer. I'm here to build a model kit and to hang out with all of you. And to start things off, I'm throwing the Bear Cave, the Lego, the site, the Tier 2 blue emote in the chat. If you are currently a subscriber, you reply with those emotes. If you are not yet a subscriber, you can say hi or use other people's emotes. Or if you feel like being a lurker and you don't want to say anything, just go ahead and lurk. That's also okay. Lashbrook is here. Hello, Lashbrook. Welcome, welcome. It is a Thursday night, and the model kit I'm currently working on is the CGUE Type D.E.E.P.ARMS, which is a fantastic looking kit. I'm excited to continue to work on it. Ghost Valve is here. Hello, Ghost Valve. Welcome, welcome. I should also say we're currently at 43 out of 88 subscribers. What does that mean? Well, here's the thing. I'd love to get to 44 by, obviously I want to get to 88. If I get to 44, before the stream starts on June 21st, which is my birthday subathon stream, well, at 44 subscribers, it unlocks a cool mode where we will be looking at a bunch of Nightmare Creator wrestlers in a Royal Rumble in WWE 2K24, and we unlock the McNuggathon. So if I have 45 subscribers when the stream starts on 21st, I eat a McNugget. More McNuggets because of more subscriptions. Hey, Lord Crashin, welcome, welcome. It's a tit for tat. You subscribe, either becoming a subscriber yourself or gifting a sub to someone in the community, or renewing a sub that just happened to ruin there and you're number one away and it came back. However that works, I eat a McNugget. If, as I have said, there are three outcomes. One, some amount of McNuggets get consumed because there's some amount of gifted subs. Two, very soon within the stream, I'm just sitting there eating McNuggets because I hit my goal like before the stream started or during the stream early, and I just have to sit there and eat McNuggets. Or the least likely, which would also be the funniest, which sucks because it is the worst for me. The worst possible option is nobody subscribes. I don't get to 45. I'm like at 44 and no one subscribes. And I just have 44 McNuggets that I can't eat. And then also I have a bunch of, so I spent money on nuggets and no one subscribed. That's the worst possible outcome. The most likely outcome is the first one where I don't hit 88, but like I do enough and they come in like waves that I'm like constantly eating them. Lord Crash and hit the dance button. We'll start the stream off with the dance. Sure, we'll go to the overhead and then I'll hit the dance button. Here's the dance button right now. Oh yeah. Hit that bass. And then we'll adjust this here. And I gotta move this thing. You can't see that, but I can see that. Play that big old bass. Gotta have a big bass. Seems like a better value for the price of these new power-ups. Yeah, we'll talk about that. So there are power-ups now. You can use your bits to make things happen. Power-ups are new. I have set mine to the maximum possible because I don't want you to do them. You can do something that like affects messages. You can make a giant emote show up on screen, or you can have a quote unquote on-screen celebration where you can have an emote, any emote, not my emotes, any emote possible, not global emotes, any emote show up. I have set those to be really high because I feel like those are disruptive. The dance thing, that's my choice. These I have no say over. I have no say on these existing, so I have set them at 10,000 bits, $10,000, 10,000 bits, which is the highest you can set them. And the on-screen celebration I have set to a maximum of one time per stream, one time every 7 days. The other two, you cannot set a maximum or a day or the max during a stream. You cannot do anything to those except set the price so high that people won't do it. Now you're saying, Pat, wouldn't it setting to a reasonable price mean that people would offer you bits for that thing? Yes. They shouldn't. Don't spend your bit. One, if you want to cheer and just give bits, give bits. That's cool. That's fine. That is a thing you could do. But more importantly, that's silly. They're silly, weird things that would disrupt the stream in a way that I'm not here for. Now, there are people who are all about disrupting their streams, right? There are people who live for the chaos, and their streams are chaotic anyway. So that sounds great for them. Honestly, what I don't want is, didn't even realize there were bits, not points. Yeah, Lord Crashing, they cost money. They're not. They're bits. They're trying to monetize. The channel points were a backdoor to get you used to spending points for a thing. These are bits. So I have it set at 10,000 because 100 bits to have a emote show up that is offensive would be child's play for people. Even 1,000 bits. People pay 1,000 bits to have their dumb thing show up and make someone feel bad. It shouldn't have gotten as far. It shouldn't have gotten this far. Oh yeah, YouTube super messages. Hate that shit. Yeah, you can just be offensive and shitty. It's awful. It's one of those things where I'm like, I can't believe it got this far. Like, obviously, there are people at Twitch that have users' best interest in mind, right? There are. You can say that no one at Twitch cares about subscribers or viewers or streamers in any capacity, and that's not accurate. There are people within that company that are streamers themselves. They went to work for this company because they like streaming, they enjoyed Twitch. This is a job they're happy with, and they are looking out for your best interest because they, even if they're not super into it, they're there because they understand what an audience wants. Yes, hi, I'm John. There are people at Twitch with MBAs. But yeah, even besides, like, there are people that are smart about business there. I'm saying there are people that are, like, understanding of what the audience is and what the audience likes. The problem is those people are few and far between in power, in places of authority within that company. They don't have the sway, or they use their sway on certain things and not, like, the fact that you can now, moderators can warn people. Instead of timing out, they can warn people in chat, like, hey, cool it down, without everyone knowing, outside of moderators and the streamer. Regular other audience don't have to see those warnings. That's huge. That's very beneficial. That just came in. That is an excellent win for Twitch. But there's a lot of other stuff Twitch does like this that feel like, okay, did somebody lose a fight over this? Somebody went to bat saying, this is silly, this is a right for abuse. We don't do a good enough job of getting rid of emotes anyway, and blocking, and we don't do a good job of that. There's too many emotes that come through that are garbage. We should take a look at this again. There are just not enough people there. It seems like the only people doing weird just chatting streams would encourage that. Well, Lord Creston, like I said, there are people who do weird shit on Twitch. And they want the chaos. They would enjoy the chaos that it brings. There are also assholes that stream on Twitch, and they don't care about that, because there are plenty of people who only look at it as, oh, good, another way for someone to give me money, right? Because if you only look at it as that, the only metric you're using is, well, this is another way for me to get bits, and I don't care how that happens, they would set it at a price that they would, or they wouldn't set a maximum. They wouldn't set, like, they would want everyone to do it, because that just means no matter what, they're going to get a little bit more money than they would otherwise, and that's all they really care about. And obviously, important to say, I would like to make money doing this. If I could turn a profit from this, it would be fucking rad. As of right now, streaming does not pay me enough to stream. If I add in streaming and my Patreon, it gets closer to it. It's a little over it. AdSense, which comes in. AdSense doesn't really come in from doing this. It mostly comes in from doing other things. I'm having my best year of AdSense ever because I'm doing weekly shorts. My Wednesday Wednesday stream is a short right now, and that brings in pennies. More pennies than I was getting before. Some months I make a couple dollars in AdSense. It's better than it was. Is it good? Not good, but it's better than it was, and that's awesome. So if I add in all of that stuff, it starts to almost pay for itself. Now I could do a better job of advertising my streams, trying to get more people. I could have a lot more incentives to get people to subscribe. I could do subscriber only chats on like, hey, Saturday is sub only chat and I only look at subscriber chat. That feels gross and I don't want to do that. There are other ways that I could go about pushing to get a bigger number. I could also do less model kit building, which would seem very counterintuitive, right? If I was going to try to make more money doing this, I would probably need to... Have you ever built a model kit in a hot tub? No, John, I have not. But I would probably need to do something to reduce costs, which would be probably playing more video games that didn't cost me money. It's probably what I would need to do if I really did very much 100% want to increase the chance of turning a profit doing this. I should stream more often. I should stream longer. I should do longer streams. I should do more variety or chase stuff or whatever. I could be meaner or I could be more disingenuous. I could do a whole lot of stuff. I could set unrealistic goals and then try and make you feel bad that I didn't hit them. There's all kinds of nonsense that I could do. I could go into popular model kit building streams. When people are doing model kit building streams that are doing well, and I could show up and attempt to get that audience to come check me out. I could be that kind of shill in chat and be like, "Oh, what are you working on? Oh, cool. I'm working on this kit. I stream. I just do a weird thing that would make the streamer feel uncomfortable if they caught on to what I was doing, but might get me a couple people to check it out. I could do all kinds of dumb bullshit. You probably can tell that I don't want to do that stuff. I just want to build model kits for a fun community, and if I manage to do all right, then I manage to do all right. And then, push you towards the ways you can support the channel if you're interested in doing that, and push you towards the stuff that I can do. You could only stream around when Jeff's stream ends to get him to raid you more often. Yes, Lord Crashington. I am not saying this as a negative, but I appreciate that Sebmal he streams just about every day. But on the days that Jeff streams, Sebmal starts about a half an hour before Jeff is going to finish. Every time. And I appreciate that. Jeff often raids Sebmal. I think that is totally reasonable. Sebmal streams all the time at many different places. We've raided him because he streams it in the evenings sometimes. But he does do that. I could do that more often. Yes, I could do my Tuesday streams. Instead of doing my Tuesday streams at 9 p.m. to 11 p.m., which is the time I like to stream, and most of my audience seems to be at least okay with watching some of what I do, I could do that in the afternoon, only in the afternoon. Of course, my Friday stream, my birthday subathon stream, will be starting in the afternoon on Friday because I want to be rated, because I want to start with a good number, because I would like to have the best chance of hitting my goals and having an audience. And also, sometimes Jeff's audience sticks around for a while. We got some lurkers that are Goo Crew folks. We got some folks coming in, seeing what's up and what I'm into, which is very, very fun, kind of them to come see what I'm up to and into and sticking around. Got to bump those averages up. Yeah. I mean, the number one thing about my streams, if there was anything I could say about my streams that I would change, that I would like to change about what I do here. It's not the content. It's not the kind of model kits that I build or how much time I take to build them or anything like that. I would say the number one thing is that I would like more people to see what I do. I would like to reach a bigger audience with my streams. That's the number one thing. There's nothing that I want to do more than have more people watch what I do. Like, that's it. That's literally it. There is nothing that I want more than that when it comes to these streams. I would like number go up vis-a-vis viewers. Okay, so why isn't this piece going in the way I want it to? I'm going to test fit this and see what direction I need this to go in to work the way I want it to work. Because right now, I have not been able to figure that out on either of these pieces. We're working on the foot here. And this has to go. There exists a possibility that I have used the wrong piece for these. Because there's always that possibility. This seems to be the right one. And then this would go like... That wants to go like that. Yes, that's how it goes. Okay. Oh, it goes like that. Okay. This little piece has to pop in the front. It fell out. So we talked about that stuff. We talked about streaming. I'm trying to talk about streaming less on streams, but whatever. It comes up in conversation. We're going to talk about it if it comes up. Hey, a cool thing is coming out for free on Steam in July, and we should talk about that. Releasing sometime in July. They have not said exactly when. It is a product that is called, let me look up the name, the Jackbox Mega Picker. By popular demand. It unfortunately Steam only. So if you have bought Jackbox games on other, on game consoles, this is so far not coming to those game consoles. Maybe it will eventually, but right now it is starting just on Steam. The Jackbox Mega Picker will allow you to build playlists of Jackbox games from a variety of Jackbox party packs together in one place. You can view your game library, sort and filter the games you love, and quickly launch an evening of fun. So basically, yeah, you can just like filter and find the one you have, and you like if you're like, I love this version of Quiplash, but like honestly, I want to play Joke Boat. It's just been a while. I'd like to play some Joke Boat with the crew. I cannot remember where's Joke Boat? Which one had Joke Boat in it? Let me open up all of these. Oh, I didn't download all of them. I don't have them all saved. I don't know which one is which, all that. So you can just find what you want and load it up. But yeah, I'll be keeping track of that. I'll give you an update. It'll be a good excuse to play Jackbox. We'll do like a Jackbox night of a bunch of Jackbox games when appropriate. This was a pain in the ass to put together, and so hopefully the other foot will come together easier than that. Let me get the last piece on, then we'll panel line it. But yeah, that was just a little bit of business there. I'm excited for that. I think that's very cool. I hope it works as intended. It'll be a good excuse to load up some old Jackbox games. I have Jackbox Party Pack 3 through 10 on Steam. I do not have the first two. It might get me to buy the other ones just so that I have all of them together. You know what I mean? Like maybe I should pick up the ones I don't have just to have them there. Maybe I'll do that. I don't know. But that was neat. Does that auto launch the game you need to switch it? Lord Crashington, I don't have that information for you. It says that it is the Mega launcher. So my assumption is that yes, that when you click on Joke Boat, it launches Joke Boat. And then when you exit Joke Boat, it will return you to the Mega Picker. And then you can go back and pick Quiplash 2, and it'll launch Quiplash 2. Because that's the whole point of it. You would have to have it installed. You know, it'll probably only find the games you have in your Steam library that are Jackbox games. It probably won't know if you've bought one, but you don't have it installed. That's my guess anyway. I can't say for certain, but that's my guess. We got a sticker to put on here. Got a blue sticker because this is gray, but this piece needs to be blue. Not too many stickers on this kit. Only a few. They all seem to be color correcting. There were 2 for the eyes. This is the foot sticker, and then there's also a sticker for the crotch, which will be one of the last ones we apply. But yeah, I don't have much more information other than it's coming out in July, and they were like, we'll have more details when applicable. So they'll have more details. But it's a cool idea. Sorry, my eye, my allergies are whipping my ass, and it is leading to dry eye. So my apologies for that. If I'm rubbing my eyes during the stream at some point, I apologize. Hey, there's a pay-per-view this weekend. The folks at WWE have a pay-per-view. Heard of them? Coming at you. It is a Clash at the Castle. This time, actually in Scotland. There are castles in Wales too, but it really felt like a title. And then they booked a Welsh venue, not a venue in Scotland. But this is in Scotland. Clash at the Castle. 5 matches. This is a quote-unquote B show that WWE has been doing kind of here, where they have, you know, not a full roster, not every title on the line, because neither of the men's tag belts are on the line. That could change. We could end up with a pre-show, because last one did have a pre-show, so it had 1 match in the pre-show and then 5 matches on the main card. But it's a bit of a smaller thing, which I'm not opposed to. I think that could still work. So, I should panel line this before I put it back on there. So we'll put this on a panel line here, and then, or a marker, and then we'll put that together. So I thought I would just kind of go through the card here, talk about a little bit that's coming up in the wrestling. In no particular order, because this is like on matches that were announced, because I think this one's going on last because it involves Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre Drew McIntyre is challenging for Damian Priest's championship. It is a singles match for the World Heavyweight Championship. And the Judgment Day are banned from ringside. Now, that could mean they're still going to be there. So, normally I would say, Drew McIntyre is going to win this because he's Scottish. He lost in Wales at the first Clash at the Castle because a new member of the Bloodline came in, fucked him over. So he's going to win here. He's going to be able to win the belt. But here's the thing. He's in a feud with CM Punk. CM Punk is the babyface in the feud. Now, CM Punk is injured, has not come back from injury. But he and Damian Priest don't need a belt to have a fight. And the other thing is, Damian Priest has been having problems with Judgment Day. Damian Priest is going to get kicked out of Judgment Day. Damian Priest could be babyface as a champion. Because there's a heel on the horizon. Gunther has a World Heavyweight Championship title opportunity at SummerSlam. And I don't think they're going to have Gunther fight for the belt and lose. So does he beat Drew? Or does he beat Damian Priest? My money is on him beating Damian Priest, not Drew McIntyre. So I think in the main event of Clash at the Castle, they're going to have Drew McIntyre, who I want to remind you, Drew McIntyre won the belt. He beat Seth Rollins at WrestleMania. held the belt for like a couple minutes, and then Damian Priest cashed in on him and won the belt, cashed in the Money in the Bank. I think WWE is going to have a fucking riot on their hands. They're going to have Drew McIntyre lose in Scotland. And I think it's going to happen. And the match is going to be fine. Damian Priest is way better a wrestler than people give him credit for. Drew McIntyre is fantastic. They are both very good, and they will work well together. They're two big men that can move around. It's going to be a good match. And then I think Damian Priest is going to retain, and people are going to lose their goddamn minds. And that's exciting. That's interesting. Oh, I jumped. I started working on the second part here. I gotta do this part here. I got to do this body here. So we'll finish this part, and then I'll move back. Skip the step, everyone. The other matches on the card. Bayley, the current WWE Women's Champion who defends on SmackDown, versus Piper Niven with Chelsea Green in her corner. Piper Niven will be getting some cheers. Here's the thing. Piper is a heel, but is Scottish, and the hometown crowd is going to cheer for her. But people also really like Bayley. And the same problem is with the fact that we know who the opponent for a current champion is going to be at SummerSlam. We know that Nia Jax has that. Now, do I think the WWE would put Piper Niven as a champion against Nia Jax and do Piper Nia? I don't know if they would. I think they would do the white meat babyface Pam, or aka Bayley trying to fight the overwhelming odds and defeat Nia Jax. That's my guess. So Piper Niven, Scottish, gonna lose. That's 2 out of 3 matches involving Scottish folks that I think aren't going to win. I do think that the New Catch Republic, who are British lads, not Scottish, but British lads, are probably going to end up being in the pre-show. That's my guess. They'll show up in the pre-show and have a feel-good win for no belt. They'll have a tag match with somebody and beat them, and then that'll be like the fucking thing where they're just like, oh, well, yeah, they didn't win any belts, but New Catch Republic won. Be like, that's not the same. It doesn't count. Or like Sheamus will have a match. And they'll be like, oh, cool. Sheamus is Irish. Same. Sami Zayn, who is the champion for the WWE Intercontinental Championship. Sami Zayn is facing Chad Gable for the title. This one, some people are thinking this is where Chad Gable wins. I don't think this is where Chad Gable wins. I don't think Chad Gable is winning that belt. I think this is leading to Chad deciding that the reason he lost because of Otis or because of Akira Tozawa or because of Maxine Dupree. And this is the face turn for Otis to start the Chad Gable-Otis feud, which does not need a title. And that probably the belt doesn't change hands with Sammy dropping the belt until, I don't know, probably SummerSlam. It just doesn't feel like it. It could happen. This could be the belt that changes hands. I can tell you for a fact, folks, it's going to be a fucking quality match. Sami Zayn, Chad Gable, excellent wrestlers. They work well together. That's going to be a good one. That is probably the work rate match of the day, I should say, because it'll be a daytime show in the U.S. It'll be in the afternoon. That's the work rate match of the show. That's going to be good. Cody Rhodes versus AJ Styles in an I Quit match for the undisputed WWE Championship. AJ Styles faked retirement just so that he could attack Cody Rhodes. AJ versus Cody in France at Backlash France was excellent. That was a fucking quality match. It was real fucking good. This will also be, excellent. I can't imagine this won't be great. I'm expecting good things for this matchup. An I Quit match, generally, you don't see I Quit matches for the world title that often, so that adds a nice wrinkle to it. I'm glad they're not doing like Hell in a Cell or even just a regular cage match. Do the I Quit. Gonna make them say I quit. Do I think that the Good Brothers are going to get involved? I could see that happening. I could see it being something like that, and maybe we see some people come in to help Cody out, perhaps to get a nice pop from the audience. Perhaps a local celebrity or two could make an appearance to pop the crowd. Not unheard of when it comes to the WWE to get some local celebrity to go in and give a punch, like a boxer or something. Just to, or it could be Sheamus, something like that. Comes in to clean house and help out his friend. Randy Orton shows up. Who knows? Could be. Cody's going to win this, though. There's no part of me that thinks that, AJ's going to win this time. It's like, no, they're so fucking pot committed, and I think rightfully so. They are pot committed to Cody being the champ. I don't know who Cody fights after this. But my thought might be that this is when they start having him have to deal with the bloodline consistently. They've been kind of pushing that away, let bloodline do their own thing. This might be when the bloodline says like, "Hey, why don't we have this belt? We're gonna start attacking Cody Rhodes, and he's gonna have to start fighting a lot of people." That seems like a thing that could be. Or Randy Orton. Randy Orton turns heel, really wants that belt. That's another one you can do. And then the last match, the fifth match that was added to the card, Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill, who are the women's tag champions, RK out of nowhere. Yes, Lord Crash didn't. It can come out of nowhere. You're right. Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill are defending their women's tag belts against Alba Fire and Isla Dawn, and Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark in a three-way fight. And here's my big, weird upset, friends. Here it is. Zoe Stark gets pinned by Alba Fire or Isla Dawn, and boom, you've got new tag champs. Bianca and Jade do not get pinned. They lose the belts, but there is no pin on either of them. Isla Dawn is Scottish. And Alba Fire are both Scots. So boom, there you go. There's your feel-good win. The unholy union of Alba Fire and Isla Dawn win the women's tag belts by pinning the team that are not the champions, because the three-way fight, and that's how you get around that. And boom, you got yourself new tag champs. You protect Bianca and Jade. People think, Bianca versus Jade, that's a WrestleMania match. And I agree. This doesn't break them up. This doesn't cause them to fight. This is a short-term thing. Like, literally, I could see the next SmackDown or the next Raw, them losing the tag belts. Just doing it to pop the crowd. I could totally see that happening. Is it more realistic to believe that Bianca and Jade are going to retain the belts? Yes, it is way more believable to think that. But that's my long shot. That is we are going to move forward with this. We are going to have Bianca and Jade be angry about each other, but also want to win the belts back because they won them so easily. This is my thought. That's where we're going to go. Is we're going with Isla and Alba winning. The unholy union, the witches. I mean, one's a witch and one's a dragon, but they've kind of downplayed that. The Scots, that's your Scottish win. That's your Scottish feel good. Everybody can be happy about something because guess what? Drew's not winning thing. It probably is silly to not bet on Drew McIntyre, but it just doesn't seem like the thing they're going to do. Just doesn't seem like they're going to put a belt on him. I think they should, but I believe Damian Priest is going to be losing that belt to Gunther. That is my big guess. I don't know. I'm just doing some panel lining here, and then we'll keep moving on with these legs. His legs are coming together real nice. I do know what I'm building after this kit is done. It came to me in the mail today. It was from my wish list. It is a fantastic looking model kit that there'll be a little mailbag video out. It's out for my $5 and $10 patrons on Patreon right now, but it will be out for everybody else tomorrow. It's the Shinra. Oh, no. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, the Shiva, not Shinra. Shinra is a different thing. It's the Shiva. Sorry. It's the Shiva. It is the Black Knight Shiva from Gundam Seed Forever, the movie. It is one of the 3 new model kits for that are like a team of knights. So it is knight themed. It looks dope as hell. It was bought off my wish list by someone that knows that I like knight-themed model kits. That's Knight with a K. It looks rad. Also in the mail, my Full Mechanics Aerial, which was at a very good price on on Amazon, so I picked that up myself. That came in the mail. That'll be a future build. That'll go in the old Voten Gundam After Dark, indeed. But I'm very excited to be working on that because it looks fucking rad. It's a cool... I do love shields that have weapons for no reason. I like a kit with a cape. I like a knight-themed mobile suit, and we got that in spades on the Shiva. So I'll be working on the Shiva next because it was bought off my wish list. And that's the least I can do is have it jump the queue and become the next thing because somebody spent their hard-earned money on it for me. And that person has requested to be anonymous, which is totally cool. But yeah, that's the next thing. What are other things we can talk about? Oh, hey. We unfortunately do need to talk about there were layoffs since the last time I streamed. Because, of course, there were. Sumo. The Sumo group. Are going to be affecting up to 15% of their workforce in Canada, the UK, Poland, the Czech Republic, and India. It will negatively affect some people more than others, depending on where you are and support you have to there. That is 15% of their workforce. That is a goddamn shame. Continues to be a goddamn shame that I keep having to report on this, that we have to keep talking about this. We may see a SAG-AFTRA strike. Not every studio uses voice actors from SAG-AFTRA. Many studios try to do non-union voice, and they don't have contracts. They have non-union. They have union people working on exemptions because that's under a certain budget or something like that. It is not consistent. You can't consistently have it working there, but there are quite a few video games that use voice acting that are unionized. But basically, the use of AI, especially when it comes to voices, is a sticking point, and it may lead to bargaining is happening, but that may lead to a strike. And they're like trying to do it on some companies are trying to do it on a tier basis, and this wants to be general. They're like basically they want to say like, oh no, this is gonna these protections against AI in the use of voice can't just protect some people. They have to protect all talent. And so that has become a sticking point because there are plenty of companies, and they give the examples of Insomniac and WB fighting. These are things they certainly don't want because they want to save money. And so there could be a strike. We could be looking at another strike. This one obviously much smaller than the full strike for television actors and movie actors. Well, yeah, could be. It's a yeah, definitely a real possibility. That there could be a strike, which wouldn't be good for a lot of people, including gamers. Be bad for gamers. Let's see. Hey, there's other layoffs, which I didn't see before, but now I can, which apparently happened today. I do want to say that there have been layoffs at VR Chat. The studio that makes VR Chat is VR Chat. And apparently, they are laying off 30% of their workforce because they hired too many people, is what they're saying. Basically, they're saying they're just like, they fucked up, and now people have to lose their jobs, which is fucking awful. Shitty and awful. But basically, proactive step towards securing the future success of our business, community, and mission. So basically, they got real cocky and hired up to expand, and then that didn't work, and now they have to lay people off. And that just sucks. There's no good spin I can have on that. It just sucks all around. Dumb decisions by people flushed with success. The CEO, Graham Gaylor, saying the redundancy is a terrible term. The result of taking too long to add a management layer to a flat organization, overhiring individual contributors, running out of time to execute its 5-year strategy. They have a strategy, cool. And needing different roles and expertise for the next part of that journey. Basically, they're restructuring as they try to figure out a way to move forward with VR chat. And they just brought in too many fucking people. So it just sucks. Yes, the money train will never end. Oh, wait. Where'd it go? VR chat saw an incredible growth in 2021 and 2022 when it chose to expand its team. And they struggled to maintain that growth and shrank year over year. I wonder why. Is it almost that? It's almost like infinite growth is a pipe dream and not a possibility. And maybe you made a cool thing and you're not actually supposed to be a CEO of a company. That's totally possible. Some founders of groups are not the best choice to lead that group. I know a lot of people don't want to say that because they want to think of themselves as visionaries or whatever dumb bullshit they say to make themselves feel important. But some people are not visionaries. They're just dudes. They're just people there. They got to fucking figure that shit out as soon as possible. All right, so where's the front of this? This is this side. So that goes down, but that's not right. I think I did this one time. You think I would be able to do this again easy, but no. But basically, they think this will help them out long term. So it probably will. Excuse me. Unfortunately, most of these preemptive layoffs do actually help the company move along. I mean, sometimes it turns out, oh shit, we got rid of the wrong people, but usually that they don't notice that until it's far later in the process. But for the most part, it does flush them suddenly with some cash because they got rid of some people they spent a lot of money to have. So it may in the short term benefit them, but it certainly won't help them in the long term. Also, why do you have to grow over time? Why does VR chat need to have exponential growth? Like, why? What is your strategy? What is your game plan? What is the end goal? Like, why do you need to do that? Why? You want to be on more devices. You want to have a bigger audience. You want to have a more stable thing. You want to be in homes. You want to have better ad deals. Because it's a VR thing. It's gonna be niche, and I'm not quite sure, what they think their goals are for it. But they must have some goals. Getting these legs on is a pain in the ass. Getting the feet here, getting this connector for the feet, because it's not connected really to the foot itself. It's connected mostly to, it like slots in, but it's mostly connected to this polycap, and so that's very strange. I'm not convinced there's a company out there not chasing infinite growth. You're right, Lashbrook. Harold used the channel points. Thank you very much, Harold, with the raid. Thank you. Appreciate that. Let me hit the button. Yeah. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Also, thank you for the raid, Harold. Welcome. I mean, I do think most companies are chasing infinite growth and infinite wealth. Hey, I got one piece of lighter news to share with you. The deal went through. Gearbox is no longer embraced. They, of course, will be... Harold just 79. That's kind of nice. Thank you very much, Harold. Appreciate that. Let's throw the Bear Cave Lego site. Tier 2 blue emote in the chat. Thank Harold for subscribing. Appreciate that. Thank you very much, Harold. There's some emotes in the chat. But yeah, as I was saying, Gearbox is no longer part of the Embracer Group. Now, did Take-Two spend a lot of money to get Gearbox, who they've had in the past and continue to have partnership deals and with Gearbox to publish some games? Did it make sense? Was that a good place for them to go? Yes. Do I need to also say that Take-Two laid off a bunch of people? Was that to recoup money that they invested in there, or is it because Take-Two is expecting that the next GTA game won't come out for another year at least, and they don't really have anything else? Who can actually say? I do at least say that while it is good news that Gearbox is out from under Embracer, we do have to at least acknowledge the fact that this comes at the cost of people being laid off. Would those layoffs have happened even if this deal hadn't happened? I mean, also probably, yeah. But it certainly didn't make those layoffs less likely, Harold just cheered 100 bits. Thank you, Harold. Appreciate the cheer with the bits. Welcome to the top of the cheerleader board. Let's see. Yeah, so that ends the 3 years where Gearbox was embraced. They are no longer embraced, and hopefully Take-Two treats them well. And people keep getting to work. Embracer, you may remember that Gearbox Publishing, which was an offshoot of Gearbox, has been kept by Embracer and renamed Arc Games. And so they also kept under that agreement, some of the games that they were publishing under now Arc Games, Remnant, Hyperlight Breaker, and some other stuff that they haven't announced yet, that they retained those. Those did not go with the deal. That is a separate thing, but it's still good to note. Yeah. As always, my hope is the folks that are still at Embracer continue to be able to work and don't get laid off, that other things don't go by the wayside. There's some projects that seem like they are vanity projects. Like, I don't know what the operating costs for limited run games is. I have no idea. But to me, that feels like a vanity project. That feels like a thing they shouldn't have acquired in the first place, but that if they were going to make cuts, that's a place they could, because it is a very niche thing on purpose, by design, and maybe they could say, hey, why do we have this? What are we doing with this? I don't know. Are they going to do that? I'm not saying I'm a mind reader. I have no idea. We will take a pause for the cause in a bit. We'll talk about ways you can support the channel, and then we'll get into more stuff here. Let's see if there's anything in the world of wrestling that we want to talk about here. Let's see. One thing I should say, apparently Jeff Hardy's contract with AEW expires this week. There was talk that they could have extended it because he had time off with injury. Apparently they are not. Again, there's no official announcement here. This is just reporting saying that Jeff is done on Friday and may appear at the TNA pay-per-view, because he won't be a layoff, so he'll just be done and he can go anywhere. He may be appearing in TNA this weekend. Now, is he going to be signed to TNA? I don't think he is. My assumption is going to be is that he is going to do stuff. Matt Hardy, no longer with AEW for a bit, has been in TNA, but he is not under contract with TNA. He has been doing a per appearance deal with them. My guess is Jeff's going to come in there. He and Matt are going to do some stuff, and then they are going to go to the WWE, and they're going to sign deals with the WWE that Matt has just been in a holding pattern waiting for Jeff's deal to be up. And the two of them are going to go back to the WWE, and which will eventually lead to them being inducted in the Hall of Fame. Not immediately, because they will do some matches. I would even predict, because there are now two different sets of tag team belts in WWE, that perhaps they will have a tag team run, much like Devon and Bubba Ray had for a bit in WWE. I could see Matt and Jeff having a tag team run. Now, should they? From a nostalgia perspective, sure. From an in-ring perspective, no. Matt is cooked. Matt Hardy seems to be in pain constantly when he wrestles. I would love for Matt Hardy to retire from wrestling. He has done a lot. He has given so much. His quality of life would improve if he did not wrestle anymore. You cannot imagine another Big Hardy's run. Sorry, you're going to get one, Lashbrook. Imagine harder. Imagine them working 70% of how you remember them and winning with some tag team offense to very gracious wrestlers who are like, oh, cool, I wrestled the Hardy Boys. That's fun. But yeah, I can see Team 3D doing one last run and then go in the Hall of Fame. Now, on the other hand, Jeff Hardy. Jeff Hardy has had his fights with demons. He has lost those fights quite often. He has won some of those fights. He is apparently in a better mental space than he was previously. I also think that hopefully his deal with WWE, when he eventually gets it, will have a better deal as far as like time commitment, how many matches he has to be at, how much time he is in the ring. how many dates he has to go to. Like, don't book him for house shows. Just have him be on TV, that kind of thing. So that he does not have a relapse. That would be my hope for him. Because it would be a fucking bummer if it went the other way. So I don't know. But I do think that at the very least, I will say the TNA time, I'm guessing, is going to be minimal. It's just going to be get in there, have some fun, be silly, and then show up in WWE as another surprise. Much like their last surprise where they showed up. It came out of nowhere. WrestleMania. They had the Ring of Honor titles. They lost the Ring of Honor titles. And then suddenly they were in WWE, which is a thing that happened. It was kind of cool when it happened. So, yeah, I think that only makes sense is that they get their comeback. Got one more sticker to apply, but yeah, they're Hall of Famers. It'll work. I don't know if I want to read this story, but I will at least I'm going to glance at the story that I did not see before. Yeah. All right. Let's see. Yeah, I don't want to read that story because there's nothing to it. Let's see. Anything else here? No. So Ricochet is definitely out. He told supposedly Trevor, aka Ricochet, said, "Hey, when my contract is up, I'm not going to resign. I'm just letting you know, I don't plans to resign." And apparently, that is sometime this month, or no, sometime the beginning of next month when that ends. But he got beat up on TV by Braun Breaker in a brutal looking segment. And they basically wrote him off television. So he's going to ride out the rest of his contract, most likely, just off screen. Which makes sense. That's how you go out. You go out on your back. You go out to make the next guy look good. Braun Breaker doesn't necessarily need to beat the shit out of someone in the level of a Ricochet to look good. He already looks great, but it makes sense. And then people were like, well, he's definitely going to go to AEW, and that could make sense. I think that people are going to be disappointed because the Ricochet they have in their minds is from several years ago, and I don't think he's at that level. And then also, he never was good at character work. I think that Ricochet should probably just be a highly paid indie wrestler, which he can do, while also in AEW. And then there's always the chance that AEW won't hire him, because they probably will, but there's a chance they won't. Well, I don't know. We are almost ready to work on the weapons here and get body complete on this kit. We might finish this kit tonight. I didn't realize we were that close to finishing this up. But we might wrap this up. We do have some fancy marking stickers to put on here, so we do have that. We do have to build the weapons, and we can body complete this thing. But yeah, we might actually finish this and then start taking a look at the Shiva here, which came off my Amazon wish list, as I said. And unfortunately, this box got really fucking banged up in shipping. It's a real bummer. Let's see if there's a spot here you can see. Oh yeah, you can see there. Really banged up in shipping. Amazon does this thing sometimes where if it's a box, they're like, great, we don't have to put this box in a box. We'll just put this box in a bag and mail it out. And that's a bummer because then the box is going to get damaged. Luckily, nothing inside is messed up in any way, but it's still a risky thing that sucks. And I wish that they would stop fucking doing it. Just fucking, like, come on. All right, we'll panel line these side skirts here, which seem to actually be pretty solid. We'll panel line those, and then we'll get ready to to finish the last stuff here, which is the shoulder-mounted guns and the sword. And that's all we've got left. Yeah, we've got some shoulder-mounted guns and some swords to build. And then we'll get ready to work on the next thing. Like I said, I did not think I was going to finish this tonight, but we are very close to finishing it. Got to panel line those side parts and then build some weapons. But first, we're going to jump over to this screen here, and we are going to do the pause for the cause. This is my opportunity to talk to you about ways you can support the channel. Everything I'm talking about here is optional. You are under no obligation to do any of these things, but if you would like to, I would love it. First and foremost, if you are currently a subscriber to the Build With Baer Workshop, you can throw the Bear Cave, the Lego, the site, the Tier 2 blue emote in the chat. Being a subscriber is the easiest way to support what I do here through cash money or your Prime Gaming token. If you have Amazon Prime, you can link it with your Twitch. You get a token you can use for anybody. If you want to use it for this guy, your friend Pat, you could. You don't have to, but you could. That would be awesome. I appreciate that. You could gift a sub. You could be like Bobby Dice Roller and gift a sub to the community if you want to do that. We are currently at 43 subscribers. The goal is to get to 88. That's twice my birth year. Birth age, I should say. Well, not year, birth age. I will turn 44 this month. And on June 21st, I will have my birthday subathon. If we get to 44 subscribers, we unlock the Nightmare Battle Royale in WW2K24, and we start the McNuggathon. And then from 45 to 88 subscribers, I will eat one McNugget per subscriber, limit 44. There'll be Hearthstone gameplay. There'll be looking at some wrestling. We're going to look at some Joshi, old gaming commercials, and more. It'll be a fun time. We'll do more WW2K24 stuff. It'll be neat. I would love it if you would come and hang out and check that out on the 21st, starting at 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time, running probably till 8 p.m. at the most, maybe till 7 something. And again, I'm buying those nuggets to eat during the stream. If people don't want to have me eat nuggets, I guess they don't have to, but I would like it if they did. You could also do a cheer if you want to join the cheerleader board like Harold did. You could join that. That's always appreciated for the bits. Let's see, what else? There are other ways to support what I do here if you are so interested in doing that. If you want to do it but you don't want to go through Twitch, I understand. I have a Patreon at patreon.com/PatBear. Over on Patreon, there is a $1, $3, $5, and $10 tier. There are different rewards for the different tiers. Consider joining me on Patreon. I also have a YouTube channel at youtube.com/PatBear. Subscribing is free if you want to become a subscriber over there. Yeah, so if you want to do that, feel free to jump over onto YouTube. $2 a month lets you become a member over there if you want to become a member. It looks like we just jumped up to 44, so we are halfway to our goal, which is awesome, which means that we unlock the wonderful amount of WW2K24 nonsense, which is awesome. Thank you to whoever subscribed. Appreciate you. Let's see. So now, any subscription I get, 45 plus, means that I start the stream by eating McNuggets. So if you want to see that, you could do that. So those are monthly ways to support me. If you want to make a one-time donation, if you just you don't want to become a monthly subscriber, but you want to give me a tip, that's awesome. You could do that through Ko-Fi and PayPal, and everything I make through direct donations, through YouTube, which includes AdSense, through Patreon and through Twitch, all goes into a fund. And from that fund, I take money out of that fund to buy model kits. This kit I purchased with my own dang money, which is your money from the past. So past you helped present me. If you want to help future me, you can buy some. You can become a subscriber and do all that. Lashbrook, my plan is to heat them up before the stream starts. That's it. So they will eventually be cold nuggets, and I don't care. I like cold chicken nuggets. Does not bother me. That's my plan. My plan is to make them warm again before the stream starts and then eat them. That's it. I don't care. Let's see. So I said the next thing I'm building was bought off my Amazon wish list. If you are interested in buying something from my Amazon wish list, maybe because my birthday's coming up, you want to buy me a birthday gift from my wish list and have me build something on stream, you could do that. Again, it jumps the queue. I make a dedicated YouTube video about the thing you purchased. Here's my Amazon wish list. I should mention I've got Lego sets and model kits. I have inexpensive kits. The Pokemon Slowpoke, which is a quick model kit, which is a no tools required, maybe some stickers kit that will take no time at all to build. That just dropped in price to $10 for Prime, and with free delivery for Prime members. That's a great deal. If you're looking to pick something up on the cheap for me to build, that'd be fun. I'd like to build a Slowpoke. But I got model kits and Lego sets, inexpensive kits, very expensive kits, all kinds of different stuff on there that I'd be happy to build. That jumped in price, so I'm going to move that. I try to keep the prices, from lowest to highest. And one thing jumped up in price, so I had to move it. And I moved it. The Zuda plastic model kit became more expensive. But yeah, I got a bunch of stuff on there. Lego, model kits, all kinds of different things that I would be happy to build. See if you see something there you'd like to see me put together. You could always pick it up. It'll come to the mail. I'm a dedicated video. And I got some gear at the bottom in case you want to help me out by spending some money on gear, because you don't know. And it could be a birthday present, or you could do it anonymously. I don't know. I have a throne wish list. I recently added some new stuff there. That's mostly technology. Because their model kits don't keep in stock that long, and also aren't always stuff that I'd be interested in building on stream. So that's mostly gear and gift cards. But if you want to pick something up there from Throne, you could do that. And then also, you could always go to, sorry. Where is it? USA Gundam Store. If you want the most convoluted way to support me financially, you go to USA Gundam Store, you buy a gift card, you then get a gift card sent to you in your email, gift card code. You then send me that code on my, through Twitch here as a whisper, or as a DM on Twitter or Blue Sky with that gift card code. And then I will use that gift card code and I will buy something. And we'll see if that's going to be good and something that you want to do. You could do that. If you want to support me and not spend any money, we'll get back to model kit building just in a second. Don't you fucking worry about it. Join my Discord. My Discord is full of like-minded folks. It's a wonderful little place, a fun little corner of the internet. You can go hang out there in the Discord. A couple video links for you to check out. Pat Bear's Anime Club. Please watch this episode of Pat Bear's Anime Club. I did a lot of goddamn research about Tenchi Muyo. I talk about every Tenchi Muyo series, movie, spin-off, and the ones that are not spin-offs, but the creator, Masaki, says, oh, that's a spin-off. That's connected. Sure, buddy. I talk about it. It's a lot of information about Tenchi Muyo. It was a lot of research that I was happy to do, but I did do. And then Kuma Baer is my weekly anime recommendation series. I have a new theme every month. This month was mech anime. And of course, I had to talk about one of my favorites, Gurren Lagann. Gurren Lagann fucking whips ass. It is if you've ever wanted to see a mech wear sunglasses, Gurren Lagann is your show. It is funny, and the action is fast-paced and gorgeous looking. It's heartbreaking at times. It's keeps fucking escalating, and you're like, oh, good. Well, this is probably where we'll level off. No, we're going to get fucking weirder. Okay. Occasionally heartbreaking. What a goddamn good series. Gurren Lagann. Let this be your excuse to watch my video and then watch Gurren Lagann. Okay. We're going to talk about some manga and some anime. Now, normally on Thursdays, I have Thursday, I often have 2 shows to talk about, but I only have the Many Sides of Voice Actor Radio because there was a delay in Whisper Me a Love Song. I was just talking about how none of the shows I watch have had delays this season, and then lo and behold, Whisper Me a Love Song had a delay. So hopefully that'll be back, and we can talk about that on Monday. But never fear. Oh, also because I kind of stopped watching Bartender, Glass of God. I'm just going to probably get caught up on that at the end of the season because nothing fucking happens other than making cool drinks, and I kind of got over it. So I am going to talk about some manga, and then I'll talk about some anime because I'm always reading manga, and I always have manga to chat with you about, and then we'll get into the anime episode. But before we do either of those things, I have to drink some water. So I will dramatically transition the overhead. I'll do a little panel lining. Then we'll work on some weapons, and we'll get going on that right now. John wants me to hit the dance button. I will also hit the dance button. There we go. Second dance button of the stream is okay with me. Do a little light because this is a dark blue. You can't really see it, but I can see it. And then the bass is going. There's a little guitar. Oh yeah. John, don't you worry about it. It's okay. I only get annoyed when multiple people do it at the same time. I don't love that. I don't love doing it and then doing it right after again. But I understand you weren't there at the top of the stream. You don't have to be there. Nobody has to watch any minutes of this, but you certainly don't have to watch all of it, especially if you're not able to. It's okay. All right, we've done hitting the panel lines on there. I'm going to wipe this off, and then we'll get into working on the weapons and finish the thing off. Because this holds the sword when he's not using the sword. And we got cool shoulder-mounted weapons to build as well. You know what? I want to build a sword first because the sword looks cool, and I want to build that sword. All right, this is all on A. Hell yeah. Sword blade. Do I like a beam sword? Of course I do. Do I mind a sword like this that's not beam related? Nah, I don't mind that. Because guess what? It is a beam sword. It's both. This thing is both. It is both a regular old sword and has a beam blade. It's doing double duty, and I think that's really silly in a way that I enjoy. But basically, it's like, there are a few of them out there like this where it's like, oh yeah, it's like a continuous thing. They try to justify how a beam saber like this could work. Or being like, oh no, it's a flow of energy. Because otherwise, like, it would just shoot out and never work. It wouldn't make no sense. So they have to justify it about why it makes sense, which also doesn't make sense because it's goddamn anime. Just do whatever. But whatever, we'll figure it out. All right, let's start by talking about a manga that I'm reading. We'll do that first, and then we'll talk about the anime. This manga is based on a light novel. It is called Don't Overlook the Reincarnated Granny, the Second Life of a Former Villainous Empress. Right off the bat, I'm going to tell you, she was not a villain. She was she certainly had her enemies, but she was villainous mainly because she united the world under a common enemy, which was her. So our girl, as a villainess, as the strongest person in the world, basically united the world together in to bring everybody together so that they could like have some prosperity and some peace and some equality. But because she did it in a way that people were not happy with, she was branded as a villain. Nathan Explosions here with subscribing with Prime. Thank you so much. That's 23 months. That's almost 2 years. Thank you so much for that. Let's throw the Barricade Lego sites here to Blue Mountain chat. Thank Nathan for that. Appreciate you, Nathan. That's a lot of months, and we are at 45. That means that unless the number drops, which it certainly could, Oops, that anime came in early. Whatever. Unless the number drops, that means that I will be eating one McNugget when my birthday stream starts on the 21st, because now I'm at 45. So again, numbers could drop and that could change. But right now, that number's there. Did I actually remove that piece? I need piece number A2. That's A2. A3. Did I take A3 out? I didn't yet. Good. But yeah, thank you very much, Nathan. Appreciate you. So don't overlook the reincarnated granny. So she ruled the country, and the hero defeated her, right? That was the plan, was that she was going to unite the people. She was going to be a villainous, be the thing that they desired freedom from, but it would unite everyone together. She played the villain, and she died, and that was supposed to be it. And then 300 years later, she's reincarnated, and she looks like a young lady. She still feels old or older, but she looks young. And she's like, oh, weird. I got reincarnated, I guess. And it's awesome because she's just like doing her thing. She's still got a huge sense of justice. She's still very strong, abnormally strong. She doesn't become a hunter. She doesn't join like a guild because she wants the freedom to just do whatever she wants to do. But she still has that sense of justice, as I said. So she like realizes, well, the secret is I'm going to become a fucking bounty hunter. So we get this like young lady who looks prim and proper, who is a badass because she's a definitely, reincarnated badass, just whooping ass, taking names. There's a whole arc where she is attempting to get the knights who have kind of fallen out of service. The leader of the knights was let go. Their replacement wasn't ready. They've kind of fallen by the wayside. She gets them amped and ready to be their best, which is very fun and cool. And mostly just like, it's just like a cool lady. Like it's fun. There are occasionally things that seem challenging, but for the most part, she's just nailing it. And she just wants a peaceful life. But of course, part of it is that this peaceful life can't exist if there are people who are out there taking advantage of nice people, or, so she's out there to kind of fix that shit and show them their ways. And it's really fun. Right now we're in an arc where apparently there are some people that worshipped her, and she thought that what she didn't want. She thought she got rid of all of them, all of the weirdos, but apparently they're back and they're using old magics that should be forgotten. And so she's like personally wants to go and beat them up. And we've been introduced to a guy who seems to be as strong as she is, probably a little weaker, but like the strongest guy. It's like a guy that she's actually like, oh, neat. You're actually strong. That's pretty fun. There was a very nice thing because she is in her body an old lady. There's a fun thing where she makes friends with an old lady in the first town that she visits, and they have a nice rapport with each other because that's somebody that was close to her age when she died. It's a fun little thing. Is it the best manga I've ever read? No, but don't overlook The Reincarnated Granny is a fun show, or book, I should say. It's a fun book. I would say you should take a look at it. It's pretty neat. This blade is also pretty neat, and so we're done with that. We'll take a photo of that like this, and then we'll take a photo of it with all the weapons on. But before that, there's one marking sticker I want to put on here, and we are going to be putting on this one on there, and then is there another marking sticker? That's that one. Oh, yeah, the other shoulder. We can put the other one on the other shoulder. Okay. Let's put the marking stickers on. They just kind of go on there, and then we'll put the shoulder things on there. As I said, these stickers are, these are not water slides. You just remove it and then apply it, and they'll look pretty good. One goes on this shoulder. And I just want to reference. Okay, goes like that. But yeah, these are just fancier stickers than regular stickers, but they are not water slides. And they should look pretty neat. We got the old color guide if I wanted to paint. And then we just got to build the shoulder weapons, and then we'll be done. And we'll take a photo with the weapons and the sword, and then put the sword in the sheath and do that as well. This kit was a lot faster of a build than I thought, because I think I started it on, I started on Saturday or Monday, right? So maybe I started on Saturday. I don't remember, but either way, not a long build, which is okay. Not every build needs to take fucking forever. You know, we do have that full mechanics aerial coming up. At some point, I'll build that, and that's going to fucking take a while, because that's an in-depth kit. Oh yeah, I guess I can put the numbers here on there as well. There's a spot for a number there. We'll put 1 on. Basically, they give you a couple numbers. If I wanted to have a bunch of these grunts and number them, I could do that. And I think that's nice. That is a nice little bit of detail there, that if I wanted to do a diorama or display and have multiple of the deep arms, I could use, 1 through 3 of the stickers and put it on there. But instead, we'll just do that with that sticker there. Already looking rad as hell. All right, we got one more thing to build from this, and then we'll move on. And I'll also move on to talking about anime. A pretty good episode of The Many Sides of Voice Actor Radio. Unless, if you do not want to like Mekaru, this is a bad episode for you, because the rival who was tsundere and was actually a fan of our voice actor duo, but was unhappy with the circumstances and was lashing out. Turns out, that she was a mega fan. This tries to paint her as like not that bad of a person. And if you hate her and you don't want to find reasons to like her, this could be a tough one. But for me, I'm kind of fine with it. I think I'm fine with the twist of, oh, this girl is just a big fan that took it personally when you said that the personas you were using were fake and all that. And is also another voice actor. A voice actor who is a fan of voice actors is funny to me. I like that. So basically, most of the episode is them in this show, which they got kind of, the previous episode said, hey, there's going to be this, you're going to be on this variety show, and you're all going to be competing against each other, and there's a grand prize. So you want to win that prize. And they were like, yes, we want to win this prize. And there are a bunch of different rounds. Sometimes our girls are working together, or the tag team of Yumichi are sometimes working together, and sometimes not. There is the highlight was the trope reading, like the line delivery, the romantic lines, and they were like, there was like definitely a moment where character was broken because the real people were embarrassed, and that was cute, and the audience liked that. Chika just was not ready, and then got some laughs. And then Wakana was there rooting for Yumiko, which is fun, and then kind of rooting for Chika as well, just because by association, and that's fun. And also, as always, have to say, I really do like the character of Wakana as the supportive friend, Giru. That is a fun bit of business, so liked seeing her there as well. Let's see, we need 14 and 15 on this side. Okay. And then, this one tries to paint Mekaru is not a bad person. She's supposed to be likable. It was just that the character, was going through some stuff, and we saw the bad side of her, but there's good sides to her as well. And please like her, and think of her as just another voice actor girl. And if you are not down for that, then this episode probably bothered you a bit. But I'm fine with that. I think that's okay. Otome eventually actually wins the whole thing. And there's this whole back and forth about like, why did you girls even want to win this? And they wanted to use the prize money to throw a party for Mekaru to thank her. And then Otome's like, oh, actually, that's what I'm going to do. And it's weird. It doesn't make any sense. And then, yeah, and also Yumichi tried to team up. But yeah, they were trying to thank Mekaru for helping out with the whole gauntlet thing with the mom and all the mom tasks that happened. But yeah, Otome won, and she treated all of them to go out. And then we get into like, that was the fun thing. That was like, it didn't feel like filler, but it felt like, oh, this episode isn't just going to be all the drama. We want to have a few other things happening in this as well, because the other big thing is Yumiko is still bothered by all of the character that she's playing and her line delivery for the mech anime that she is voicing the main antagonist in. And so she just doesn't feel she's prepared for it. And it's her trying to get Mekaru and Otome to give some advice. And they're like, they try to offer some advice. I mean, they're talking about how like, oh, hey, you know, I am envious because I usually get side roles, and that's a lead role. And so there's talk of that. And there's also a bit of talk about like, yeah, I mean, it feels like you don't have enough time. And the real thing is they're like, hey, why aren't you talking to Chika? Like, you should be going to Chika for this advice. Why are you talking to us? And which is true. But now we find out that Yumiko still thinks of Chika as like her rival, but like a friendly rival, not like a bitter rival, but still, she still thinks of her as a rival. And the other girls are like, yeah, but she will support you because you two have like a sympathetic relationship. Like, she will still want you to succeed, even if you are rivals. Like, you should talk to her. She probably has good advice to give you. And it felt like the anime was like, we aren't going to say, yeah, but that's your girlfriend. You should talk to your girlfriend. But that is like the subtext of this was definitely like, we're not the person you should be talking to, obviously. Obviously, there's someone else you should be talking to. That's what it felt like anyway. Because again, this feels like this is the show. This is the Yuri show this season that is mostly text and not mostly subtext, I should say, and not text, which is a shame. Of course, you want it to be text. Let's see. And then we find out, Yumiko finds out the next episode is going to be important for her character and for the show. To add to pressure, we're adding some pressure to it that like, hey, the next thing you're voicing is very important, which is a bit of pressure for our girl to get, who is obviously not 100% comfortable with the material or anything like that. So it was fun. I didn't describe a lot of the games because they weren't described particularly well, which I think is for the best because it just allowed them to be playful and have fun. But yeah, no real development with our characters, but it is fun that the other girls are like, hey, you got to like put aside your ego and you got to talk to the person that will actually help you more than we can help you. That just felt good. And then the hope is that in the next couple episodes, we'll see some development between the two of them and what they're up to. Yeah, a good episode of this anime that I am still very much enjoying. The Many Sides of Voice Actor Radio. You should check it out. Now, what you should check out is this is bad transition. You should be writing into the chat what you've been playing, what you've been watching, what you're into right now. Like, what are you reading? I want to hear from you, friends. What's got you going? I will say my Tuesday stream was looking at demos. That is a thing we will do again in the future because I had a lot of fun checking out demos. There was only one demo that I did not like, which was building relationships, mainly because it felt janky, but not on purpose. It felt bad janky, not like weird janky. So I did not enjoy my time with that, but everything else I thought was pretty great. G.I. Joe Wrath of Cobra was fine. I think that beat 'em up requires multiple people in the same room and perhaps inebriation if that's your jam. I feel like that's a good party game. Or end of a party, there's a few people still left. Let's play G.I. Joe Wrath of Cobra and beat some people up, put it on easy, and just have fun with it. Montenegro, I want to know more about. I would love a more detailed demo. Gordlets, I'm there day one. Gordlets fucking whipped ass. That game is awesome. You can find these demos. Mech Builder, I went back and finished Mech Builder because I didn't finish it during the stream because I had more stuff to look at. But Mech Builder is awesome. Mech Builder is so good. It is a Gunpla builder. It is very similar to that one mini game in Last Call BBS, only it's the whole game. The kit bashing leaves a little bit desired, but I know that's very new. The way things snap together in kit bashing, like, it feels kind of hard. Harold says, I didn't care for Gordlets, too slow to start. See, well, one of the things, Harold, that I appreciated about Gordlets is the Twitch integration, where if you turn it on and then people do ! Gordlets, their username becomes one of the Gordlet in your town. And that obviously doesn't work if you're not streaming it while you're playing it, or if you don't have any viewers or a lot of viewers. We had enough viewers for it that was really cool. Also, the fact that it can run like in half a window and you can just have that play in the background is very fun. But yeah, I really like Gordlets. And Dungeon Crawler, I also really enjoy. Dungeon Crawler, like, it took me a little bit to get into it. I did a second run of it after the stream. Actually, like, yeah, as soon as the stream was over, I ran that again. And that was pretty fucking rad. That is a pretty fucking fun game. I would definitely play that. I would play more of Dungeon Crawler. I had a good time with that. I will get to what you all have been saying by just finishing up my thoughts, my own personal Pat Baer thoughts and opinions. That what do I want to say about what I've been playing and stuff? Oh, so yeah, mostly demos. I watched a bunch of wrestling the past couple of days. I played some of those demos. I haven't done any D&D since the last stream. I did have a little bit of time to talk with my D&D crew about scheduling. We had a scheduling meeting to try to get some time together, which was good because that's a difficult battle, is to get everyone's schedules to line up. So it looks like we are going to get some sessions together, and they don't conflict with anything that I'm doing outside of that, which is always great. And then playing Hearthstone because I still enjoy it. I'm still having fun with Twist, with the current like weird, wacky World of Twist. There's still plenty of weird decks and hero powers and passives that I've enjoyed in that. It reminds me a bit of Duels, except that you're not building your deck at all. It's a pre-built deck. You're just kind of discovering how the deck works and what's good in the deck. And I'm enjoying it. I'm now going to check out what you've been writing. Harold says, I watched Jim Henson Idea Man on Disney Plus last night. Nice. Yeah, I have heard some good things about that. I've watched several documentaries about Jim Henson. I would be up for another documentary about Jim Henson, so I definitely do want to check that out. Nathan says, restarted Elden Ring and prep for the DLC, taking a break on Street Fighter 6 until Bison drops. He's my SF main, so I'm happy he's back. Hell yeah, I'm glad he's back from the dead. You can't keep M. Bison down. I do want to say, Nathan, now of course I'll say this for everybody, but particularly for Nathan, because I know that you enjoy those streams. that might stream next Tuesday will be my wrap up for the spring anime season and then my summer preview. I'm doing it a little bit earlier because by the time I do it next Tuesday, none of the shows I'm watching are done. But if I wait too long, then the summer season will have started. This happens like one of these every, I do 4 of them a year. Once every year, I have to pick one of them where I end, and it's kind of not the right time for it. But that felt like, oh, if I want to do this, I better do it now. So that's next Tuesday. I'll be recording that. And like I said, none of the shows I'm watching will be done by then. But it felt like the right time to do it. So that's next Tuesday. Actually, maybe one show I watch will be done. But also a couple of the shows I'm watching started late or had like a week delay. So there'll be a few things that are wrapped up, but not everything. I'll get to it when I get to it. Let's see. I'm going to read Harold like Dungeon Crawler. Yeah, I think Dungeon Crawler is fun. It's a good premise. I enjoyed my time with that. Ghost Valve says, I also read the Reincarnated Granny and enjoying it so far. Hell yeah, right? Had to do a lot of things to prepare for getting a new phone since my other one wasn't charging. A little bit of Avatar and Elden Ring as well. Ghost Valve, I think sometimes getting the new phone is the way to go, right? I think it is like, look, getting a new battery, paying for the new battery stuff, I think that can work. Or sometimes it's that thing of like, is it that it's not charging well? Is it the cable? Is there a bunch of dust in the charging port and you got to or lint and you got to go in there and clean it out and put hot glue in there and then pry out the glue and pull out all the crap that's in there. But yeah, sometimes you just need a new phone and you got to get that new phone. I hear you. Harold says, too many Stardew likes. But I also played a lot of demos this past week. Yeah, there are a lot of cozy builders and farming games and stuff like that. Tiny Bookshop, I played that. I liked that quite a bit. I think Tiny Bookshop was fun. Oops, I almost messed this up, friends. By almost, I mean I did almost completely mess this up. Almost missing a piece there, which is important to go in. A polycap has to go in here. So I have to separate all this before I can do that. Lashbrook says, I'm rewatching The Boys since a new season just dropped. Still real good if you can get past the edginess. Yeah, it's hard because I am aware that the edginess to it there is a purpose for it. It is not edgelord for edgelord's sake. There is a reason for it and a larger story and all that, and they're trying to do some commentary, and it, the surface level people, the surface level take on it isn't the accurate take, but also it's still a lot. Last week says, I played that mech builder demo last night and it was good, but I hope the paint tool adds saving custom colors, some sort of eyedropper. Eyedropper would be really great. Yes. An eyedropping tool would be excellent because if you're trying to you have to basically decide what's going to be that color and paint everything that color and then never fuck up because it's hard to go back to it. So yeah, you're totally right, Lashbrook. An eyedropper would be great to match colors, and it feels like a thing that should be in the game, in the demo already, and isn't, and was kind of weird that it wasn't in the demo. Nathan says The Boys show is still nowhere near as edgelord as the comic. Yes. Dirty says, I started KH on the deck. And still watching NCIS, currently season 4. Also checking out the new content in Fallout 76. Hell yeah. I hope you have a good time with the Fallouts. You have fun with the update and all that. We are almost done with this kit. We just got to add in this pieces here for the gun or the shoulder guns. And And then we are good to go, and got to panel line it. And then we will finish this kit up, and we'll take a look at the new kit, which we won't start until Saturday stream. The bookshop, Tiny Bookshop is another good one. Yeah, I enjoyed Tiny Bookshop. I still haven't watched a Ranger, or still haven't played a Ranger yet, or Waxheads. I have those demos. I still haven't checked those out. I got to. All in all, I thought the demo stream was fun. I enjoyed doing it. I could see myself doing that again sometime. Checking out more demos. That was neat. And I am going to reach out to the makers of Mech Builder and Gordlets and try to get codes. Because I would like to play those games when they come out. So I am going to reach out and try to get on a press list. Or at least email me when you're ready to send out codes or looking to people apply for codes kind of thing. Because I would like to play both of those on stream in the future, like the full game. But especially Mech Builder. Feel like it would make a lot of sense for me to stream that game. So we'll see. I don't know. You know, codes are precious for a small devs team. I understand that. So, but it doesn't hurt to ask. All right. And of course, I will give feedback to both games. I enjoyed my time with both of those. Those are the two that I liked the most. I wrote sold near to all those. Dungeon Crawler I also really liked. But yeah, those are the ones that to me stood out the most as like those three were the ones I was like, yeah, these are the games. And the only one I didn't like was Building Relationships because again, as I said, I feel like that game, the jank in that demo was not wasn't like on purpose. It was like, oh yeah, sometimes the jump button doesn't work. Like, well, that's not good. The jump button should fucking work. In my opinion. Don't have jump in your game if it doesn't. Unless like you're really saying that, oh, because you're a building, sometimes you can't jump. Like if that's the thing, that's one thing, but it didn't feel like that. It felt like, oh no, yeah, we don't know what's going on with this. All right, so we'll do the sword out here photo. Oh, actually, I just realized I forgot a piece on the foot. There are some extra parts on here. That photo should not be in there. I'm going to delete that photo because I took a photo here. Oops, delete it. Where it go? There it is. Okay, get out of here. Delete this photo. I forgot this part to put on the foot here. Because there's some extra stuff on this kit because this is the D.E.E.P.ARMS, version of the CGUE. So there's the original guns here because we got the shoulder one. So they got a gun there and a couple parts that are still on here. A different hand for holding the gun. I didn't build those because it's not part of this version of the build. But some people like building the whole thing or having an alternate version. And I think that's fine. But I didn't want to do that. All right, now I can take a photo the right way because this is done. And then we will do the other version here where we will put the sword in the sheath. Cool. And then we will point the guns out. Pop these back here. Hell yeah. Now we got the guns version. Yeah, that's good. All right. This was the CGUE. Let me throw this stuff. I don't need this. I don't need these. I don't need this. Toss that over into the pile there. Lore Crashens has been playing some Fallout 76 for some reason. It's solid, but the live service aspect of the game means resources respawn every session, so I need to stop hoarding because there's little chance I miss out on anything outside of weapons, ammos, and caps. Yeah, it's just a different mindset. You have to stop thinking of it like that kind of Fallout game. It is a different beast of a Fallout. I mean, it's certainly got the same, some of the same bones as 3, New Vegas, and 4, but in other ways, it's you know, an online game, and you're part of a world, so it is different. All right, so that's going to do it for the CGUE D.E.E.P.ARMS D.E.E.P. D.E.E.P.ARMS. And this has been a fun build. I enjoyed this kit. I missed out on this one in the past. I think this is like a fun, good-looking grunt. It is visually really interesting. I like the shoulder weapons. I always a sucker for shoulder or backpack weapons. Because why do you have to only hold it? It's a mobile suit. I understand the human brain wants to think that way, but like, yeah, have guns on the shoulders. Have missile launchers coming out of your back. Who cares? Why not? Why do you have to hold the gun in a robot? There should also be swords. Have a sword coming out of your boot. That's cool. Who cares? So we'll put that aside. Let's put that over here. There. This might end up going on display. I haven't decided yet. Because I really like it, so it might replace. There's a spot here that could go out. The Karashiki could go out, and that could go in. I haven't decided yet. Actually, I should see how this stands. Actually, no, this is not going to go anywhere because I just realized, everybody, this kit is not built for displays. I would need an adapter here to kind of hook the bottom. There's no peg for display for putting it on a stand. I bet there's something I can do. Like there's adapters to work on the backpack, but it does not have a crotch port. So this is not going to go on display unless I had a stand that like hooked onto the foot or something. So that's annoying. So there's the first knock. The only knock I have on the CGUE, the only possible knock I had on it is that it does not have a good way to put it on a stand. And that's frustrating. Hey, it's the Shiva. We're not gonna start this kit because there's not much time left for us here. There's not much time left in the stream. Maybe a stand that grips the waist. Yes, I can maybe get a stand, but there's not much waist this kit. This kit is like. I think I'd have to have something that kind of clipped on somewhere. I don't know. Or one of those clips that could maybe slide in here where the back meets it. Like maybe, I don't know. But I feel like I'm not going to be able to put that on a stand, so I'm not going to display it. We'll take a look at this kit here. The Black Knight Squad Shiva. That's SHI-VE.A. Because they want to reference the Shiva. Reference Shiva from the goddess Shiva, but without like making people mad, I guess. I don't know. Action bases should have like square converter, but with the U shapes cut out. I agree. Sorry about that. Ooh, sorry. A little indigestion there from my dinner. So my apologies. But yeah, I think that'd be neat. Anyway, we'll just kind of look at this. That was so annoying to put together. We got some good gold. Excited about that. Lovely looking black here as well. This is the next thing we're building. There's a couple things that I want to look at here that are most important to me. And that is, look at all the goddamn beam sabers that come with this. Look at it. Look at all of it. We've got 6 full-length beam sabers, 2 that are the curved versions, and 2 that are flat, that have like the flat thing. So 2 different kinds. And also, we got the short stabby ones. We got the dagger blades. There are, unfortunately, quite a few stickers for color correcting, which is frustrating, but that's because there are like going to be 3 of these Black Knights, so I guess that makes things easier. Because this is a new mold. This is, because like this is all 2023, but for 2024 kit. But I'm 99% sure this is all the same new mold. But they're going to be 3 Black Knights, and they're all slightly different. So it feels like the color correcting is just for that. But yeah, this is all new. So that's very cool. Lots of stickers. That's not as cool. No polycaps. Very cool. I love that they're sticking with that. That was not apparently just for Witch from Mercury. That is modern high grades. Not every modern high grade, probably, because there'll be some old models, but a lot of new high grades are going to be polycap free, and that is awesome. I just think that's great. And then also, fucking beam cape. That's right. It's a goddamn beam cape. I am so psyched for that shit. Oh, that's why I called it Shura, because that's the name of the pilot is Shura. It's Shiva is the name of the suit, and Shura is the name of the pilot. That's why I said. Got confused there. But yeah, this kit's going to be fucking rad. That's what I'm starting on Saturday. I'm starting a new kit on Saturday. This came from my wish list. I'm excited to work on it. It's going to be a good goddamn build. Got a lot of parts here to put together. I got a good little bit of backlog, but this jumps that queue. Yeah, I'm looking there. I got a few model kits to build, a couple Lego sets. I'm excited for the future of Pat Baer's Build With Baer Workshop. I'm also excited about ending the stream with a raid, because that is what we're going to be doing here, folks. We're going to end tonight's stream the way we end every stream, which is by going to find somebody doing cool shit that we want to go hang out with and going on a raid. And then worst case scenario, we'll go and watch some old-timey computer show stuff. But I try to find a real human person that is streaming. As John says, we always end with a raid. Let's see. How long have they been going? A friend that we don't get to raid that often, because he does not often stream. When I'm done, I'm gonna check. He's been going for 2 hours. I don't know how much longer he's gonna go, but Joe Kim rules. I love Joe Kim, so we're gonna go raid Joe Kim. Also, Joe does will also end the stream with a raid. So even if he's not going too much further past this, we'll hang out with him, and he'll take us somewhere nice as well. Joe Kim is playing Baldur's Gate 3. And so we're going to go hang out with Joe Kim. Please come along on this raid. Reminder, my next stream is on Saturday, 9 p.m. Eastern. I am starting the Shiva. I hope you will join me for that stream. It'll be fun. I want to thank you very much for spending some of your time with me tonight. Thank you to everybody that hung out. If you're here for 5 minutes or for 2 hours, I appreciate you very much. I hope you have a great rest of your night. I hope you come along on this raid, and I hope to see you soon. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye, 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 goodbye.